everyone, it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and today I am up with a layout for 30 Days of Sketches. It is day 9 and I have a sketch here in the top right hand corner by Jessica Franco. Everything I know about Jessica will be linked in the description box down below, and I will link, as always, to the 30 Days of Sketches Facebook page and the playlist for 30 Days of Sketches, so you can see all of the videos that have been created for this series. So I am sticking, I would say, very close to the sketch this time around. I really liked this sketch by Jessica. I thought it worked well, and I just happened to have these super cute photos of Lincoln and I already printed in black and white, and they were easily able to be cut down just shy of 3x3. And I just thought they would work really well. They're black and white, so they went well with anything I chose to pair them with. So I am using the Indigo Mist collection from Rosie Studio. And I feel that I stick quite closely, in fact, to the sketch, and I'm really happy with this layout. I'm using a lot of florals. It's all florals basically, and I'm also using quite a bit of wood veneer from the collection as well. Yeah, I'm just really happy with it. I'm really happy with it. There are a couple of butterflies in the ephemera that I get on here. So yeah, I'm very pleased. So I use a lot of vellum florals as well as florals from the die cut pack. There's not a lot to tell you. I've done the 2 strips of pattern paper, similar to the sketch. I chose to not run my pattern paper all the way to the edge, mainly because I'm assuming, I should measure while I'm standing here actually, I am assuming that the pattern paper from Rosie Studio is not a true 6x6. Oh no, it is, so it must be my white cardstock is not a perfect 12x12. Oh, I don't know. Either way, they just didn't quite match up when I was using the 6x6 paper pad to create this strip of pattern paper in the middle. They didn't quite match up and get me right across the full length of the page. So I deliberately overlapped them and created a little bit of space at either end. I am not going to mat my layout on another piece of pattern paper. I did think about it, but I don't. I do something else at the end, which I did in yesterday's video as well, or tomorrow's video. I can't remember. Either way, I've done it a few times already this month, but I'm super happy with how this all turned out. So this was quick to put together actually, because I stuck with all florals. It was definitely quick to put together, so I'm just sticking everything down. It did, when I say it was quick to put together, it was slightly fiddly to get all of this in the right spot, but we made it work. I do pop one of my photos up on foam, mainly because it's the bottom right photo. It's the only one that has a black background, but also I used a wood veneer like frame underneath it, so it kind of had to be popped up. Just because the frame did that, because it's so bulky. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. These are just using the sort of filters that are already on the iPhone. And I was just playing around one with Lincoln. We were just, I turned it around to front facing camera and we were just smiling and having a giggle. And I thought the photos were super cute. There is no story here whatsoever. We were just playing. But yeah, it was fun and I wanted to scrapbook them, so I am. Sorry, my daughter's just woken up, so I'm hoping she goes back to sleep. We've had a very big morning. We met up with Jess and Jack, who was a little bit sick, so he was at home from school. He's fine. He just had a little bit of a cough, and with COVID, you really can't go to school when you've got a little bit of a cough, but he is actually okay. They went to the GP and GP gave him the all clear. But he does have to stay home. So we went to get Thomas's birthday presents because it's his birthday in September. So his birthday is sort of before you will see this video. But it was a very big morning. We had a great time. And so she should theoretically still be asleep. So I'm hoping she goes back. She's pretty good at putting herself back to sleep. So she's not crying, so I'm not going to rush in there. And hopefully she'll do another 40 minutes or so, maybe even longer, for a little bit of a nap. Long enough for me to finish this voiceover at any rate. I haven't done the dishes, I haven't done a load of washing, I haven't put away the presents that I bought I've got to pack them away before Lincoln gets home because otherwise he'll think that they're his and they're not. And it's very hard to explain to a 3-year-old that these are for his cousin. So yes, I also had to buy a little present. We've got a birthday party for one of Lincoln's daycare friends the same day as Thomas's birthday. Actually, one's in the morning, one's in the afternoon. So I bought a little present for his little daycare buddy, but same thing, he just won't understand that it's not for him. So I am just going to make sure I've packed all of that away before Lincoln gets home. So yeah, a few more jobs to do actually. So I definitely need her to go back to sleep. Sorry, I have digressed, but I'm really not doing anything other than sticking things down. I'm using wet glue to stick down the wood veneer. This wood veneer is coated, so I don't know if it's wood so much as it might even just be like a plastic with a painted surface. It's hard to say. It's not raw wood anyway. So, which I know some of their more recent collections have raw wood, so that kind of, it is real wood. I don't know if this is wood, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It behaves like wood veneer, so, but I am using wet glue to stick it down because I think that works best. And so I'm just sticking down my last cluster here. I was actually going to create 4 clusters because I had the 4 photos and it's sort of a grid design in my mind, and I like even numbers of clusters with my grid designs, but I actually merge the sort of 2 clusters together down the bottom, so they definitely just create one, and I'm happy with it. So I've still got sort of clusters touching each photo, which is what I like about sort of the clusters in the grid designs, and that's certainly what Jessica's sketch had. You know, she had that cluster down the bottom where she put her title you know, as one cluster, but they were touching both photos. So I think that works. Now I'm just using this little ephemera piece that came in the collection that just says snapshots as my title. There's really nothing else to say about these photos. As I said, they were just a bit of fun with Lincoln. We were lying on his bed. Not that you can tell because the app or the filter kind of whites out or blacks out the background. But yes, it was a lot of fun. I'm hoping I'm nearly finished. Sticking down the last couple of pieces of ephemera. I will, of course, add splatters. And then I am going to do my doodly border. As I said, I add a little something. So I don't mat my layout like Jessica has done in her sketch. But I do create that border just with my regular old ballpoint black pen. There is nothing special about this pen. It was just one I found lying around. I know people take a lot of pride in the pens that they use. But I just use whatever I can find that writes well and that is black. I will use black. Yeah, so I don't use a special pen. Never have. I don't know why. I just haven't. I don't know if you've noticed, I have not matted my photos on white cardstock, which I think 99% of the time is what I do. This is probably one of the first layouts I've done that I haven't matted my cardstock. And so, yeah, that was weird for me. But I liked how it looked this kind of with these photos, so I just left it. Plus, I didn't want to cut my photos down really any smaller, and I couldn't make my strips of paper any larger because it's a 6x6 paper cut in half, so it's 3 inches wide, and so I was a bit limited, so I didn't want to use the white mat around my photos because that would have made it the same size as the pattern paper, and I wanted you to be able to see the pattern paper kind of as the mat around the photos. Does that make sense? Anyway, that was my reasoning there. So I'm just adding the last couple of little bits of ephemera I have got here, the last few florals and whatnot to that cluster, and then I am going to come in with my mists. Oh no, I'm doing my doodly border first. So this layout just lent itself quite well, I thought, to a doodly border. There was a lot of white space, and because of the gap at the top and the bottom around the pattern paper, I just thought it needed something. So obviously matting your whole layout on another piece of pattern paper would have worked really well as well, but I just got the pen out and did a little doodly border. I'm very happy with it, and I think it does work. Now I'm just going to cover my photos and then add some gold Marabou art spray and some Heidi Swapp Colour Shine in navy. So this Heidi Swapp Colour Shine, oh my gosh, I have felt like it has been running out for about a year. It's like the never-ending mist. I tell ya, I felt like my gold was a bit like that too, actually. It takes years to use a mist when all you're doing is using it for splatters. So hats off to you if you've finished a mist before, because I reckon I've only ever finished one, and it was my gold Heidi Swapp Colour Shine. Although I'm making good progress on my Marabou art spray as well in gold. So, you know, I do use it a lot. So here we go. Here's my close-up. Everything you need to know will be linked in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye.